Have you ever met someone who doesn't have a story about a creepy basement? Local News 8 Stephanie Lucas got to wondering, when did the old basement become creepy to our modern sensibilities? And she joins us now live in studio. And Stephanie, you got to explore one on what might be the spookiest basement in Idaho Falls.
That's right, Doug. It has always been a mystery to me how my World War II era grandparents could walk into any dark basement and not bat an eye, whether it was a West Virginia farmhouse with a scary coal stove or a dirt floor cellar in the South. After a couple of history degrees, I realized that until recently, it was really function over form with the majority of American homes. So I started to wonder, did earlier generations even think basements were creepy?
I don't think basements ever were designed to be creepy.
Christina Franson and fellow Museum of Idaho anthropologist Camille Thomas met me over at Spook Central. Historian Melissa Danielson Zaladonis' 1915 home in the Idaho Falls Historic District to figure out what makes a basement weird.
Is like a cool and dark space that could have been used, depending on what era we're talking about, for storing food because it's cool and dry.
And as modern conveniences came along,
eventually people put boilers down there, all sorts of different things.
That includes the post-World War I and II onslaught of mass-manufactured stuff.
It's often, people in our country especially, we collect things, we store things in the basement, and so there's also this element of like, oh, there's old things in there.
And in the case of Melissa's 110-year-old home, shoes.
Found these in the dirt crawl space. We learned that it's something of folklore legend to bury shoes in your foundation of the house for good luck. So something's not always that scary, just folklore, how it evolves.
And armed with that logic, our crew descends on the creepiest basement in town.
So yeah, careful for the wires. There are dangling wires.
Yeah, look at
And there it is.
it. Is a boiler.
Okay.
I can read it right there, so that's good.
Remove because this is just really heavy.
Yeah, that happens a lot. We even see that in downtown buildings too.
Okay, guys, if this was brand new, like stainless steel or iron or whatever, and it was just all shiny and polished, would it be creepy?
I definitely don't think so.
So
I think it would have been a flex, honestly.
Yeah.
The lava rock is a good foundation, first of all, because it's everywhere out here, obviously. And if you're making a way for a house, you're going to be moving that lava rock, and so it makes sense to use it in whatever capacity you can. Otherwise, you have to cart it off somewhere.
here's where the outdated technology factor starts to track. If you've never seen sheetrock, which wasn't common until the 1950s, lava rock walls wouldn't look creepy. But to post-war eyes used to smooth drywall, that stone could start to feel otherworldly, like this knob and tube wiring.
Something to that of like, when you go into an old basement, yeah, maybe you'll find asbestos or black mold or a shoddy wiring, old wiring that also adds to the scariness, even though it's a real world problem. Something is also scary.
Yeah, again, it's just like all that unknown,
And speaking of the unknown,
This is the dirt crawl space that we found that said shoes.
why is there carpet in it, Melissa?
Brian was getting getting the lead piping out, so he had a crawl on his belly. And
Your husband is a brave man.
oh yeah.
One more anthropology lesson before we go. Since this home was built in 1915, before refrigerators were common, that crawl space likely doubled as cold storage. Milk, produce, or maybe shoes?
And a lot of people were telling me, like, you need to move, you need to put those back.
But Melissa isn't putting them back because historians know when you misunderstand the past, whether it's old shoes, lava rock, or a rusty boiler, it's easy to think of them as creepy. Reporting in Idaho Falls, Stephanie Lucas, Local News 8. Now, while age and outdated technology kept popping up as the main reason basements feel creepy, like all good history and good TV, there's always more than one angle. So, fellow historians, don't come after me with your torches and pitchforks just yet. I will have our extended conversation with more creepy causation, plus more footage of that creepy basement on localnews8.com.
Is it really that